Are you a fan of amigurumi? In today's video, we're going to be checking out a really cute model. So let's go. This is the amigurumi duck. As you can see, it's a really cute model. It's a walking amigurumi. As you can see, it's got a hole under the model. So you can buy a separate kit, a mechanism, so you can get this amigurumi to walk. You can buy in AliExpress and Amazon. It's easy to search up this mechanism. As you can see, this is a really nice model. Right here, I opened up in Bamboo Studio. It's this color, multicolored version, but all the tips I'm gonna tell you today in this video will apply to the monocolor. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna be showing you some configuring changes to print this model. You can open up this model in Prusa, Orca, Bamboo Studio. Feel free to choose the slicer you prefer. But these configurations I'm going to tell you right now will apply to the monocolor version. Over here in layer height, it's recommended that you print at 0.12 millimeters. You can go up to 0.15 millimeters, but 0.12 is going to get a really good resolution. As this is a really small part, it's recommended to lower down the layer height so we get a really good quality. So over here, let's go to strength. Over here in strength, you can leave it at 2 wall loops. Sometimes, depending on your slicer, it's gonna be at the minimum 3. So 3 is, we're gonna leave a more robust print, so you can leave it at 3. As for infill density, you can select gyroid, 15%. So let's go to speed. Speed, you can leave at your default speed because this model does not have tiny overhangs. It's a really simple model, so you don't have to slow down the speed. As for support, this model does not need any support. Your printer can do the overhang inside this model because your printer can do the overhang, so it doesn't need support. And as this is this part right here, this overhang is secluded, it's inside. Oops, I selected something wrong. Okay, we're back. So as you can see, as this model right here is hidden, if the overhang doesn't do the overhang quite right, leaves some scars, it's inside the piece, so it's not gonna bother too much. It's not gonna be visible, right? So you do not have to enable support. As for bed adhesion, you do not need brim. You can be selecting, let's just add a little bit of a brim. So brim type, right here it's in auto. We're gonna select outer brim only and select 4 millimeters, just so we can create a little barrier right here so the print doesn't fail on us. But you can leave without any brim. So if you were to print this monocolor, there you go. It's gonna turn out really nice. This duck is really cute. Find a nice filament that you have laying around. And as for the people who are gonna print multicolor, I got a really nice tip. As for flushing volumes, as you can see right here, this tab in flushing volumes generally set to 1. So let me just show you what this is. So when you're printing with multicolor, your printer has to change filaments between colors. So when it's printing yellow and it's going to orange, as you can see, from yellow to orange, it's gonna have to flush, right? 194 millimeters cube of filament. So in between changes, depending on which color you're gonna print, it's gonna purge different percentages. So as you can see right here, if you're printing with black and you're going to yellow, so imagine you're printing the eyes and going right here to the yellow, it's gonna flush 722 millimeters cube of filament. That's a lot. By changing the multiplier to, let's say, 0.8, you're reducing a lot. So it was at 700 and reduced to 577 millimeters cube. So what you're doing is you're reducing the amount of filament that's purging. By doing this, just make sure that you do not reduce this multiplier to less than 0.7, because you can be bleeding. You can actually not flush too much filament, and by that you can be mixing up. So sometimes you're printing black from black to white, let's say. And if you do not flush enough filament, you're gonna print a little bit of a gray. It's gonna turn out into a little bit of a gray. So make sure you do not reduce this multiplier too much. As this model is the white right here and the orange are close colors, they're colors that are really close to one another, you're not gonna have too much of a problem because the filament change right here is gonna flush less. So you can be right here in the multiplier, you can select 0.9 just to make sure. It's gonna reduce a little bit of filament, but it's gonna save a little, and it's not gonna sometimes bleed and do this color mixing that are gonna mess up your print. Another great tip is to print more than one model. As you can see, by putting two models, let's say you're printing just one duck. If you're printing just one duck, it's gonna do the prime tower and flush the same amount of filament if you have two ducks, two identical ducks. So the more models you put on the table, the less proportional waste you're gonna have. So this is a really nice tip for you to print this beautiful duck. So this cute amigurumi is ready to print. Make sure you check all of our models in stlflix.com, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLFlix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.